My name is Rosita.
I'm Daria, so we are a couple living together. And so what happened to Rosita, it goes back to last summer in July when she got actually taken 2 amalgam fillings out by the conventional doctor, and of course without taking any precautions. And now what happened after that? After 7 months roughly, she started developing symptoms like dizziness.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and it developed to more heavier in days, and in February, like at the end of February, she actually got emergency call, been taken to the hospital with symptoms like passing out very frequently. In maybe half an hour, 10 times was passing out, like skin became so yellowish, very heavily vomiting, and the blood sugars, the paramedics when they came, they checked the blood sugar, it dropped down very roughly, really was very low blood sugar. And very frequent urine, many times. She could go maybe in half an hour 10 times or 20 times, just water going out from the body, and all body shaking, and after when the shake stops, the heat wave comes back. That becomes very bad for her. Weakness, of course, constant weakness. When she was taken to the hospital, she actually, they did the blood test. It was very low in potassium and calcium. And
at the hospital they fixed that.
Yes, they normalized these. They put back
calcium and
normal,
potassium, but my symptoms stayed the same. I just felt a little bit better, but after 2 weeks I was taken to hospital again with the same symptoms. So then they checked again blood, urine. They found nothing. They said everything is okay, you can go home. So, and
when we talk to them, we explain the way we live, and well, they figure out that it's easier to put diet problem. They said because you are on a diet, you're so skinny, so you just pushed yourself into the limit. That's what they said to us. And they offered us to go and see a professional to explain how to eat. That's funny, really.
Yeah, and I was taken to hospital 4 times, so they didn't find anything wrong with me. But I felt so bad that I couldn't walk to the toilet. I couldn't take a shower. I couldn't drink a juice. To drink a glass of juice, it took me a half an hour. I started to develop food allergies. Anything I taste, I just, first of all, I just tasted and waited how my body would react. I was afraid to eat.
Mostly you ended up with heart palpitations, heavy heart palpitations, which the last one lasted 4 days continuously. So that is incredible, really.
And doctors didn't find anything.
Yeah, and the third time when we called ambulance, she was taken from home about middle of the night because of the heart palpitations, very heavy, really. Just she became so skinny, not in days, in hours. I could see that she's just losing her weight, losing her energy. She talks little, and she couldn't talk because she feels...
very hard to talk to.
Yeah, and lots of pressure on brains. What else is symptoms? Oh, shaking hands is...
tingling in the hands, very weak
melting,
hands, and feeling so sick. I don't know, it seems that anytime you can lose your consciousness.
Yeah, pass out.
Yeah.
So when we called the third time hospital, the ambulance, they came, they checked, they said, no, the heart is okay. Everything is fine, you're just imagining the situation. And when I argued with them, challenged with them, and showed the papers, look, there's 2 papers from the Medi hospital, which states that she was being taken with a serious condition. And we've been said, after the discharge from the hospital, that if those symptoms comes back, don't hesitate and straight to the hospital. When we said that, they agreed to us to take. Okay, we've been taken to the St. Helia because we asked them to take to another hospital, and actually they argued that they cannot do that. Because if Mayday is looking after you, it means you must go back to them. And we a bit argued with that as well. They said, like, look, there's no any luck with them. The symptom is still continuing. So anyway, they agreed to take us to St. Helia. We went there, and when the doctor came in, the first impression was that not what happened to you, but he started arguing with us why we came here. Why we didn't go to the hospital to Mayday, where we're supposed to be. And he was arguing with that. Not what's wrong with you. I was trying to explain again the symptoms, but he didn't listen at all.
So they just give me this
infusions.
Infusions.
Yeah, just
they did
water.
they did urine tests, and he said that we found water infection.
Oh yeah, he came with the good news, like, oh, we know what's wrong with you. You got the water infection. But when I challenged him with the question, how come this water infection could be inside the body, they couldn't explain that.
So
he became very angry.
Yeah. He gave me antibiotics to take and just send me home. But at that time, for me, it was even very hard to walk. I felt so bad. So I decided not to take these medicines. I went to GP.
Next day in the morning we went to GP.
They did tests again for
Urine
water
test,
infection, and they didn't find.
It was negative, and again I challenged the GP doctor as well. So it means if it's negative, then how come that hospital doctor says that it is water infection? And she told me, like, oh, because you are taking antibiotics, that's why we cannot find it. But okay, if you are taking antibiotics, the dead cells must be inside the urine.
Yeah, but anyway, I didn't take antibiotics.
So, and after that, that fourth time was actually she was taken to the hospital. After fourth time, we already suspected that it has to do with the amalgam. And I did myself a bit research on the internet with the symptoms, everything, and everything fitted perfectly into that.
So, and we decided to come to you, and I think I've been saved.
Okay, but before we decided, actually, when we booked, it was about 2 weeks' time till we actually to go and make an appointment. But in that time, in a few days, symptoms came back severe, very bad, really. It was very heavy heart palpitations there. She couldn't eat anymore, she couldn't drink anymore, so then I called an emergency call and you accepted us. And when we came, you were measured from your mouth vapor level, which were enormously big. Even your machine choked twice. That is incredible. And next day she had operation.
And after operation, after 2 weeks, I started to feel better and better and better.
And even after operation, this next day when we're supposed to visit you, I remember when we were on our way to your office, she actually passed out in a tram.
Yeah, but it was the only time.
The last time this happened to her.
Yeah, but after operation, I didn't go to hospital anymore. I didn't need it.
And after some time...
after what operation?
After dental operation.
Yeah.
After
Amalgam removal.
After amalgam removal, I didn't need to go to hospital.
And actually, we didn't mention that this conventional doctor was back into July when he removed this amalgam. Actually, he contaminated all mouths. So all this mercury vapor with everything. And even they laughed at us when you try to explain, do you know how dangerous that stuff is? They say, you know, you're an idiot, sorry for that. Yeah, an idiot that you're reading information. That's what they tell us. And now she's getting really much better. Of course, still the symptoms comes back, but not so severe and in much milder way.
Yeah, I'm still on detoxification.
Oh, yes.
But I'm now very happy. I'm looking forward. And I think I'm going to be okay.
That's great.